Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another daily chat with Andy the Gabby Cabby. Well, it's not just any normal daily chat now, is it? It's Christmas Day. Yes, Merry Christmas to everybody, ho ho ho, and all that. I'm afraid my man cave still doesn't look very Christmas-like. Unfortunately, somebody commented the other day and told me that I should get a Christmas tree or something to replace the Sainsbury's carrier bag in the background, but people came to the Sainsbury's carrier bags aid and kind of stuck up for it. So we'll leave it as it is, shall we? Anyway, I'm recording this live stream purely for people that might not have any family around or might not have any specific arrangements. I wanted to put something together just for you, really, so you could log on and have something on Christmas Day. I'll be honest with you, I'm recording this on Christmas Eve. From my point of view, it's 7:30 in the evening right now. So to that end, what I'd like you all to do first thing in the morning is go and find something and join me in a drink. So, yeah, I love that sound. Cheers, everybody. Merry Christmas. Oh, there'll be a few more of them, I can guarantee it. Good job I got a few days off work. Wouldn't want anyone talking now, would we? Anyway, let's go, shall we? What are you all doing today? Are you going to friends? Are you going to you got family coming round, or are you one of those that are on your own? And if so, glad to see you here, and we can chat for a short time. One person I was worried about, and I'll bring the screen up right now. Present. These guys, police off the cuff, my friends from America, the two retired NYPD detectives who I mentioned in a post last night. They're very close to 40,000 subscribers, and I'd dearly love to see them get over that mark before the end of the year. I think they're perfectly capable of it. Well, where I was worried, Bill Cannon, one of the guys in Police Off the Cuff at the moment, is staying in Florida, and his wife and his sons were going to fly from New York, where they live usually, to Florida to join him. I don't know if you've seen the news, but they've got thunderous, horrible snow and everything all over North America at the moment, and he was worried that they were going to get stuck and get separated. But I emailed him this morning from my point of view, yesterday from yours, as you're watching this, and he assured me that his family managed to get on a flight at LaGuardia Airport and get out and get down to him. So if you're looking at this, Bill, cheers, Merry Christmas, and glad you got reunited with your family. So that's a bit of good news. And I hope whatever you do today, you're with somebody. One of the things, of course, if you're not, going somewhere, give someone a ring. If you know someone that's going to be on their own, give them a ring. Make sure they're okay. That's what it's all about, isn't it? With the lead up to Christmas, my wife always likes to do some stuff. Go out and take Jack somewhere. And this year we went to Quex Park in Birchington. They always do something for the kids every year, and they go to an awful amount of effort. This year it was called the Elf Express. That was it. You get dumped on a bumpy carriage thing and get taken through the woods to a place, and it's all decked out as Santa's lamb with elves and stuff like that. I've got some pictures preloaded here. There's Jack, and you can see the little odds and ends in the background where they put out the Christmas penguins, all that sort of thing. And there's a game under his arm there. You were actually given a coin by Santa, and what you could do was take that coin into a store. I mean, there's Santa there in front of Jack, and you could pick any toy or any game that you liked. I thought that was a really nice idea, and I suppose Santa's sack wouldn't be too bulging then on that basis, would it? Because you can see there's no sack. And the other thing they have is a little bit of music as well. I mean, you got that outdoor thing there, and they had the Christmas trees actually lighting up and singing and everything else. It was very, very well done. Very well done. And in the last picture, me and Mrs. Gabby Cabby, I kind of caught her unawares there, and she almost looked like she was smiling through gritted teeth, as if to say, "Get the camera away from me." But it was all right in the end. It was all right, and that was a few days ago. And there's another place called Betshanger Park, which is an old colliery near us. Oh, probably 20 minutes down the road, something like that. And they had like a Santa's trail thing there as well, again for the kids. And you walk around the old colliery grounds and look for clues and elves and all the rest of it. I didn't go to that one. I went to the first one, but not the second one. She went with a friend of hers, so that was all good. But yes, lead up to Christmas, it makes it magic with the kids, doesn't it? Very much so. Well, no Queen this year. Obviously, this is the first year for more years, and many of us can remember that the Queen is no longer with us. So what happens with the speech? It's no longer the Queen's speech, it's the King's speech. Well, an early an early picture came out of King Charles. I'll get this for you now. This is a still photograph taken from what will be the King's speech tomorrow. Today, from your point of view. I've got to remember what day this is going out, but apparently this is taken from the Queen's last resting place. That's where some of it will be broadcast. So I do wonder, of course, what kind of job he's going to do with it. Is he going to be good? Is he, how's it going to come across? I understand from the article he's going to be paying quite a big tribute to his mum, and rightly so. God rest her. But that'll be his first ever King's speech, and we'll see. It's usually a tradition in my house, get the dinner done and be in front of the telly to watch that. Anyway, those of you that are watching, welcome to this Christmas broadcast of Andy the Gabby Cabby. As I promised everyone in the week, I was just going to pre-record something to come out on Christmas Day for those of you that, aren't necessarily with anybody. Gave you a place to come, and hopefully by now, with the chat, you're all having a natter with each other. So you've got that community there as well. And that's all good. If I could ask you, hit the like button, because that does help the algorithm grow. And while I'm recording this, I've noticed that we're on 33,400 subscribers. So we've crossed another boundary line, which I'm very happy about. And hopefully that'll stay going up. We seem to be getting some good numbers. I tell you, it's been an interesting year, really, for YouTube. I've made some friends. I've made some enemies too. Hey, it's like life, isn't it? Like normal life. I've got got my friends in America, Duty Ron, Police Off the Cuff, Joe Murray as well, and of course we've got to give Lorraine a mention. Doesn't have her own YouTube channel, but we all know who she is. Absolutely brilliant bunch, all of them. And I wish them all well, and wish them well for the season's greetings and everything, and hope they have a good time with their families. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. Next year, I think we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. I've noticed with the community here that, we're very much how we're going to get through. What can we do to get through this cost of living issue that we've all got at the moment. And, you know, it's a great bunch of people we've got here. You know, it really is. And we've all found each other. And I really do enjoy that aspect of it. Say what you like. We're all here for a reason, aren't we? So it's all good. But I don't know what you've all got for dinner today. We get one of these turkey crowns. We don't go to full turkey because we'd be eating turkey curry for months. So we just do one of the crowns, and we got a large one this time, and all the trimmings and everything. And my wife does the Christmas table really nice as well. So that's all good. My son, my eldest son Lewis, has been out the last couple of days. He's been out on the old sauce with his mates, as you do, and he's been having a good time. I found an amusing video of a bunch of Santas that were driving around in an armoured personnel carrier, and they got into a little bit of trouble. So I'll show you this. I thought it was reasonably amusing. Quite how they got hold of the armoured personnel carrier, I don't know. But let's see what they got up to.
We're literally taking out the hedge.
Yep, they took out a hedge and they got stuck a bit further down the road. And according to the article, the old Bill had to come and rescue them. So that could have been quite funny. There's I don't know whether it's the Round Table or the British Legion or something. They send a Santa Claus round our way every year for the kids. And they come out and have their photos taken and everything. It's good fun, and they really get in the spirit. So quite pleased about that. But, speaking of articles, I read another thing here, and what caught my eye was what cost of living crisis. The House of Commons orders 1,500 puddings and 159 turkeys. Yeah, okay. MPs and Lords can tuck into potted duck legs and guinea fowl with apricot and cranberry this Christmas after the House of Commons stocked up on festive provisions. Caterers at Westminster have bought in 1,500 individual puddings and 159 Essex Grove Smith stag turkey supremes for the estate's restaurants, according to a working list of ingredients. The supplies have been purchased after it was revealed that MPs can claim some Christmas party costs on expenses, and the country faces the worst cost of living crisis for generations. How the other half live, huh? The order for festive birds was placed with Grove Smith turkeys, which says on its Twitter feed that it's an award-winning family-run farm. The ingredients ordered in so far have been disclosed by the Commons after a Freedom of Information Act. Catering in Parliament's restaurants and bars is not directly subsidised, but data for the 2021-2022 financial year show they all ran at a loss, meaning taxpayers' money effectively supports their overall operation. Christmas meals include potted duck leg, pancetta and cranberry with piccalilli, toasted sourdough, and Shawsgate Vineyard Frappan poached pear, which is available for $4.65 in the members' dining room. Another option is the turkey, wild mushroom and smoked pancetta, ballotine, however you fucking say it, comes with parsnip puree, glazed sprouts, sausage meat stuffing, and thyme roast potatoes, $8.75. Sounds a bit poncy to me, really, but there we go. Desserts, oh, yeah, include a rum-laced eggnog tart infused with nutmeg and a Mont Blanc mandarin trifle, which comes with vanilla custard, chestnut cream, white chocolate. You can't make it up. I mean, some of this stuff is unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. This is a good mock-up here. Let me show you this picture. Present, share screen. Sums it up nicely, doesn't it? I mean, they've made it quite clear that that picture is just a mock-up, granted, but yes, it says it all. And the sheer number that they've ordered, where they've ordered them from, and the price that's being paid is just another example of the disconnect between them and us, or as Richard Tice would call it, government wastage. It is absolutely unbelievable. Yet they continue to do it. I don't know what you think about it. Leave a comment. On a lighter note, there's another article here. I love Elf on the Shelf just as much as my kids do. I don't want to put him away. You know, the Elf on the Shelf, that Elf Express thing we went to, by the way, they had elves actually hidden in the trees going round. And every time you saw one, you had to shout, "Elf, elf, elf," and point at it. And the kids were having a whale of a time. And it was good fun. But yes, apparently, some adults like it just as much as the kids do. Look at what your elves have bought you, I gasped to my children, Theo 5 and Imi 3. They'd just got out the bath on Christmas Eve last year. And as in our tradition, there was a new pair of pajamas lying on each of their beds, each with the Elf on the Shelf toy balanced on top. It was the final night that our impish elves would come to play their cheeky tricks until the following December, and I have to admit, I felt a tinge of sadness. I already know I'm going to miss our mischievous visitors when I put them away tonight. In case you haven't heard of it, the Elf on the Shelf tradition is based on a 2005 book by Carol Azersold and her daughter Shanda Bell, where the elf is a scout from Santa to keep an eye on the children to see who's being naughty and who's being nice. Over the years, it's expanded, and now the elves themselves seem to be the cheeky ones, as parents place them in all sorts of places, getting up to all sorts of tricks. I think my husband Tom and I must be two of the few parents out there who actually enjoy the tradition. I feel like I should duck when I say it, but we both actually look forward to 1st of December when we can dig out to start nearly 4 weeks of fun with them. And while other mums and dads will be raising a glass of mulled wine after putting theirs back in the loft, we're always a bit disappointed to pack ours away. We introduced the elf to our seasonal traditions 2 years ago when my son Theo had just turned 3 and Imi was 1. It was Christmas 2020, and facing the festive month indoors after 9 months of varying lockdowns and social restrictions, it was as much for our entertainment as it was theirs. Every night we'd giggle away as we arranged them into different situations, and our more organised nights would bring the children treats like Christmas colouring books and crayons, so we'd have something to do the next day. It became a silly shared secret between the two of us, an in-joke in a year where there hadn't been a lot to laugh about. "Let's have him playing with the dinosaurs tonight," I'd whispered to Tom when Theo and Emily were out of earshot. Or, "How about him having a snowball fight with their dolls?" It gave us something else to focus on, other than the fact that we were trapped inside, away from our families. Even this year, when social restrictions are no longer in place, it still proved a good excuse to prize ourselves away from Netflix and have a laugh as we decide what adventures little helpers will be getting up to. That's right, helpers. They've multiplied. This summer, we took the children to the beach when they had a turn at a win every time hooker duck game. at the nearby fun fair. It took a while, but once Emmy had snagged a duck, the toy she chose was an out-of-season elf. She loved Elfie, as she named him, so much he slept in her bed every night since, bless. Right up until December, when we had to pluck him gently from our arms so he could meet the original. Doubling in the elves has meant doubling our creativity. It has to be said, although we've relished the extra challenge. I have to be honest, Tom is usually the mastermind behind our elf adventures. It was him, for example, who came up with the Elfton John, where we made a pair of star-shaped glasses out of some plastic toys for our elf and set him up on my son's mini piano. It was his idea for Theo's Lego figures to take the elves hostage, and the next night for them to go on a spa day, relaxing in Emmy's doll bath. I'm more of a researcher, happy to scroll through realms of ideas to find ones that look simple enough for us to copy, like having them decorate that Christmas tree with the children's underwear, or make a snowman out of 3 toilet rolls. But we can't forget that time after watching an episode of Bluey with Emmy. I arranged the elves as if they were trying to complete a jigsaw puzzle with a missing piece stuck to Elfie's bum. Of course, there have been nights where Tom and I have had a busy day at work and the kids have refused to go to sleep on time and slumping on the sofa. We both groan at the thought of thinking up something else for the elves to do. Or there's been the odd time where we've gone to bed, looked at each other and jumped straight back out, having remembered simultaneously we've left them lying on the sofa. Sounds like good fun, doesn't it? As Theo and Emmy dash downstairs every morning and squeal with delight when they see that the elves have stuck Christmas stickers all over the fridge door, or they've laid out breakfast for the children, it's another reminder that Christmas Day is coming, another way to build the festive excitement for the children and for us. So tonight, when the elves fly back to the North Pole, it will be with more of a tinge of regret that we say goodbye to them for another year. That sounds like a fun idea, doesn't it? A fun idea to do with the children, keep the children happy and keep them amused. We used to have elves at work before I was a taxi driver, and we used to have some fun sticking them in all sorts of compromising positions. It could be quite funny. I found a website with some short, funny stories to do with Christmas. Whether they're true or not, I'm not sure, but it's called funny-jokes.com, and it's got some Christmas stories on there. The saga of the Christmas loser. Late home after a night out, a youngster attempted to climb into his home down the chimney. He did not want to wake other residents in the Judson Centre Social Services Agency. Also, he'd broken his curfew and wanted no trouble because of it. In best Santa Claus mode, he climbed onto the roof and led himself down the chimney. Unfortunately, he was too large and he got stuck. The 17-year-old began moaning and was heard and rescued. Firefighters and police officers from the city of Royal Oak, Michigan, had to pull him out, and the youth suffered from minor scrapes and bruises. True story, apparently. True story. And one more. This is a true story about John Porter from New York State, USA, whose pipes in his home froze one winter. Anxious to unfreeze them, Mr. Porter backed his car up to an open window so that the exhaust would warm up the house. A little while later, and Porter, his wife and 3 children, had to be rushed to hospital, suffering from carbon monoxide poisoning. George Gibbs from Columbus, Ohio, suffered second-degree burns on his head. This is what happened one freezing cold winter morning. Unable to start his car, George diagnosed the problem as a frozen fuel line, which he thought he could correct by running warm petrol through it. He then tried to heat a 2-gallon can of petrol on his gas stove in the kitchen. Yes, explosive. There's a few funny stories like that in there. So that, there's always a good read. Always a good read everywhere. So that's all good. Well, that's that's really it, everybody. We're up to about 25 minutes. I hope I've given you a little something today. Where somewhere to come for 25 minutes, half an hour, have a chat with a few people. Obviously, where I'm pre-recording this, I can't see what's going on. I'm probably still opening presents right now, to be truthful. I really hope you all have a great day today, whatever you're doing. As I say, whether you're with family, friends, on your own, whatever you're doing, wherever you are, you have a smashing time. I'm going to Boxing Day. I might try and pop up then and do a couple of bits and pieces, but really and truthfully, it's probably going to be from the 27th onwards that I'm back properly, because we obviously have to walk away at Christmas time, don't we? And just take care of family things. That's the most important. I saw somebody say once, order of things is family, work, YouTube. It's pretty fair, I thought. Family, work, YouTube. But you're like a little family too, so I will be back, and we will carry on as normal. Anyway, I'm off. I'm going to take my cider back in the house and go and carry on with the whole Christmas thing. So until we meet again, enjoy yourselves, folks, and I bid you toodaloo. Take care.